So I'm going to be making short compilations of people's opinions regarding this place.
Yes, that's me. I made this video in 2019, that was during my 100 level. And I was really excited and positive to commence my journey into the higher institution. I mean, we all were. Just look at us. Expecting to have a smooth academic journey. Many of us already planned to graduate before 21. But little did we know that ASUU had other plans for us.
Once again, the Academic Staff Union of Universities is proposing an indefinite strike.
ASUU has resolved to embark on a one-month warning strike.
ASUU has voted to embark on a one-month warning strike.
You see, the Academic Staff Union of Universities has been in a long-age battle with the federal government. This time, they embarked on one of their longest strikes yet.
The Academic Staff Union of Universities have extended their ongoing warning strike for another 2 months.
The strike by lecturers is already in its 4th month.
It has been 7 long months, and students of government-owned universities seem to be running out of patience.
And for 7 long months, we've been at home doing God knows what. But today, we finally resume. So just like that, we are resuming like nothing happened. And we are used to it. Students have become really numb to occurrences like this, which is sad. I mean, after receiving a very lethal academic blow, it can't just be me. I'm sure students were certainly affected. And today, I want to find out just how much the ASUU strike has affected students and possibly changed them forever.
So the lovely 7 months actually, but I was a bit sad that the first time they embarked on the strike. By now, I'm supposed to be in my final year and planning on graduating. But it affected me personally in the sense that I stopped going to school. So it was more of a situation of just having your life stand still and not knowing what to do. So you wake up in the morning and the first thing you think of is you're not doing anything and you're frustrated by that. But I had fun during the strike though. I engaged myself in several things, very lovely things. I met very lovely people from the field and I traveled a lot during the 7 months.
It was a really interesting period actually. I interned with Dr. Siko Korea. He's a senior lawyer, a sound and erudite professor of law too. So it was a wonderful experience. I want to rush also, but I know nobody will pressure me. Even if the pressure is getting worse, I won't be pressured.
There was no big deal in the whole strike experience because I spent most of my months at home. I just discovered that the school has a wholesome part in my social life. So it kind of affected that area.
Personally, age is not by my side. I'm getting older, so we need to move on. So it affected me greatly. You know? I'm old enough to be in law school, guys.
Do you know, like, if I was pregnant in February, I'd have probably given birth by now, but as well. We interned at an office.
I learned a whole lot of things, from court procedures to drafting. I mean, things that we don't get to do in school. I got to learn them, so yeah.
I had time to focus on my business as well. Being like a student entrepreneur is not always easy. Like, we're really happy to be back so that we can be done with school. Yeah. So we'll go for MBA conference and be seeing man.
Exactly. I was living in abject poverty.
We are broke.
No, very broke.
The ASUU strike actually affected us in so many ways. But then, looking at the bright side, at least I was able to gain more knowledge through the chamber attachments, filing cases in court.
And actually, I met someone who actually took me out for just a couple of months.
Wow.
And I had fun though at some point.
Oh my God! Wow! I'll say it came at the right time because I felt like there was a need to, rest and take some time off school. So it gave me a lot of, time to relax and make some more money. I feel like they just called it off at the right time because I was now ready to even start school again. So everything just worked perfectly well.
It was terrible for me. There was so many things to do at home that don't include school.
You choke. They run from house now. Don't say house. You go house. They're still finished.
I'm happy. In fact, I'm excited to be back, honestly.
To be honest, I'll just say let the strike just reach January. Then to be okay, you understand? Because my hair don't block like this. My hair don't block.
The federal government, or should I say ASUU actually, did not do us any good because we've lost so many things. But then I understand that it's not the lecturer's fault because anybody that works should obviously receive his pay. You have to gain something while giving out something. But then it did not benefit the students because some people have actually lost interest in school.
I won't lie, let me be very blunt. ASUU strike reduced the students in me drastically. ASUU strike finished me, guy. Money I don't see, nothing.
I made money, I will not even lie.
I made money, I got some money, I lost money. I might be in debt, but we will see. If anyone that is interested in learning how to, or you have closure or frontal or anything, please just, come to me. I'm your girl.
Oh yes, I know how to sew. I learned how to sew during the strike period. So yeah.
So please patronize us.
A student needs to be diversified in many things. Like with this ASUU strike, I went deep into tech and I just found out that there is a vast array of opportunities in tech.
At this particular time when we were told to come back to school, it was when my holiday/ASUU strike was getting much interesting,
I finally saw what I wanted to really do with my life. Like I actually moved on with my life and they decided to pull out of ASUU, which was very heartbreaking.
It would have been better if we were given time to prepare for the whole coming back and all that, because I just came back in a hurry and in a rush, so I was not really prepared for school.
I was kind of in between jobs. I got myself attached to a chamber.
Most of the times I found myself blaming the system. I mean, I'm supposed to be in school. Why do I have to do something else? School should be enough. Do you get?
Strike for me was just money, and more money.
Now we know what to expect after school. I know how to make money. I know how to live independently.
What we are looking for is just for us to do fast and graduate. That's the main thing. We have stayed too long in this law thing. Let's do fast and finish.
I was just elected as the president. Now I have just 6 months to run instead of 1 year. Personally, I learned lots of things. Now I'm a very good cook, honestly speaking. I'm a very good cook.
I was doing some business. I invested in some business. I made more money, as I said. More importantly, my gains. I went to gym. My workout goals was kind of achieved with this ASUU strike.
Like I had zeroed my mind for this year. I wanted to move on with life.
I pray there's not much like that. I can focus on one thing, you understand? Because when you're like separated, you won't really have any focus.
Normally, the only thing that makes me social is school. Once I'm home, I'm more like a loner. So like I'm always inside my room and everything. So it was depressing because I felt like I didn't have any social interaction with people.
Yeah, it was just stressful and frustrating as a whole. But then I guess it's over now.
Towards the end, I had to look beyond law and see what other things I could do, what other opportunities, put my hand into some other things, learn some other skills and help myself, just personal development.
I find myself working in a company. I find myself doing some digital marketing technology. I was already planning on November, October, December salary that I was going to get, right?
It was a time to try new things, learn new skills.
Speaking of new skills, I had to learn, web designing, creating of websites, stuff like that. So
it was giving me graduate vibes. I was so far with school.
The strike was actually God's hand in my life. I was able to put to bed. I was able to nurture my child. I went through my prenatal period without much stress.
It's more like I used the ASUU strike to find myself.
I just like the fact that the strike happened at the time that it happened.
I made money this strike. I made mad money this strike. I started sewing and I've been getting contracts, like mad contracts.
It wasn't alright for me. I nearly died, but God came through.
I acquired some skills in Python and photography.
Nearly I would have lost the whole vibes of the whole law and everything, but thank God they called off the strike. So at least I'm trying to get back myself,
Like I was actually able to develop myself. I started learning to code and I worked on a few projects with different research companies. I worked as a surveyor and
I opened my hair brand. So I feel like it made me want to do things for myself, you understand? Want to make my own money, you understand?
It was actually unexpected and unusual for me as a 100-level student. I've not seen something like strike before. We heard about it, but feeling it, coming to experience it as long as 7 months. It's worse than COVID-19, sir.
Now I was at home, facing all house chores. The worst of it was when my brother told me that I have school tomorrow, please help me wash plate before he goes to school. And I had no other option than to do it.
I ventured into making hair, actually learning how to make hair.
I wouldn't say it was a wasted time because I had a chance to do many things.
But as a 500-level student, they actually delayed our graduation.
Like right now, I should be a law school graduate. But here I am, still learning company law.
You can't be close to the end of something and then it's being stretched for so long and you don't know how long the stretch was going to last for. So we did not now know how to plan our lives. We didn't know when the whole thing was going to end. We were just waiting on vibes.
It has its merits, it has its own demerits. But at the end of the day, we are still back to school. So we thank God for that. We are glad for that.
Initially, we were all glad and happy. When you have an exam that you are half prepared for and all of a sudden the ASUU chairman announces the strike, I was glad I was going for at least 1 month, 2 months and then I'll be back. But I never knew he meant it when he said it was going to be suffocating.
I had this life plan of
of graduating at a certain age, and I was quite close to achieving it. So at the start of this year, I told myself, okay, you're almost there. The least 6 months, you're out of school and you're going to graduate before your 21st birthday. Yes, finally, you're doing it. And these guys announced the strike. I said, okay, we'll rush. April, July, I said, it's not possible. And
it kept us in a stagnant position. You are not able to move. If you are done with school, you know what to do next. But you couldn't move, you couldn't go front, you couldn't go back. You were just at a particular spot.
I was so frustrated, like putting my future to a pause.
I usually like having laid down plans, laid down goals, but the ASUU strike prolonged my graduation and I had no other choice than to accept it in good faith.
I'm excited, very excited. I am happy. I want to graduate and get done with school. On to the next phase, period.
If there's one thing that coming back to school has made me realize, it's the value of time. A lot of our time and experiences in school has already been claimed by the strike. So right now, while I can, I just want to create and capture as much memories as possible, because the memories we build here are really going to stay with us for the rest of our lives. And to me, that's something worth preserving.
Apart from education, you need to get the money.